All right, this is one of the photos where I got attacked. This is the one I was telling you about when I walked in the house. And it was about 30, 40 seconds. I'm standing right in front of the hallway. I mean, the kitchen's to my left, living room to my right, hallway with the bedrooms and bathrooms forward. And I start feeling pain, and right in front of their eyes, they're like, Dave, you're getting scratched. And if you could see here, it started out with a burning welt, made my ear bleed, and then a deep scratch down my neck. Here's another photo. Can you see this here?
Yeah.
Happened right in front of their eyes. And I didn't even do anything. I just walked in. But whatever there felt I was a threat to it for some reason. Let me know if you need me to...
No, that's perfect.
Okay. And then this is my best full-bodied apparition. This is a location that's in Englewood. It's a city-owned building, but it's abandoned. And the reason the city still owns it is because they have fiber underground that this building used to dispatch fire trucks and stuff back in the day on the south side. But this is all night vision glare. There's a night vision camera. But if you could see this figure standing right there, I'm in the building alone.
Oh, wow. I thought that was just a person. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, this is my best. If you look closely, you can see how transparent. You can see the baseboard through the leg. I'll show you a few other pictures of the same photo. But yeah, grown men from my age and older, they were scared to go in this building alone because of the unexplained footsteps, noises, and voices they heard. A lot of times they'd wait until another coworker went in there if they had to check out the fiber, or for whatever reason they were in the building. And the last straw was one of the workers was at the urinal and he got shoved from behind and hit the wall. And they're like, okay, let's call Dave. So here's the same photo, but it's just playing with the coloring. And you can see it almost looks like it has work overalls of some type.
Yeah.
Maybe a hat.
He's got shoes on.
Yeah, you can see that. Maybe work boots, I don't know. But you can see that baseboard right through the leg. You can see how transparent it is. And like I said, this is all night glare. So what is very important with this, when you take photos, you got to take several photos in the same location because you need something to compare it to. Now, what is cool about this is I have one of these DVR night vision cameras in that room showing I'm the only one in that building, in that room, and in the building at that time. So this is very important for debunking reasons. Now, I could prove there was no one in that building, no one in that room, and I mean, what is this? How do you explain that? Right. And this is one of these pictures I had showed to professionals, and they had roundtable discussions on it. Here's the original photo, but I circled it. So this is exactly what I took. What I showed you was the zoom in portion, but here he is standing right here.
Wow.
So he's only in one photo out of 10 in that direction. So what I recommend to other investigators, I'm going to repeat it, when you're taking pictures, you got to take not just one or two, you got to take multiple, and you got to know the surroundings on what's behind there, because sometimes with IR lighting you could get glares. If it's from a distance and it's blurry, you could be picking up objects that are in the background that you just can't tell until you see other photos. So it's very important to take multi-photos in every direction, so you have something to compare the photo to, you know, when you get a possible apparition or something that could be paranormal. And it's key also, if you can, I know it's hard to have video in every room and stuff, but it's key to also have either a handheld recorder recording what you're doing to help prove that this is paranormal, or a DVR camera, one of the two, a handheld or DVR. But this is probably my best apparition photo. I'll show you one of a child we captured. And what is cool is I was able to capture, one of the complaints was they could hear footsteps running back and forth, and it almost sounded like a kid's footsteps. And so we were able to capture in the basement. It almost looks like it's glowing, but it's pitch dark in there. but we're using UV and IR lighting, which is called full spectrum lighting. And the theory is, in the spectrum of lighting, they believe the spirit world's in. So, like I said, it's pitch dark, but I have illuminators on my cameras that I use for night vision and full spectrum. But as you can see, you can even see the hair.
Yeah.
You
Just
see
looks
it's
like a
this
kid
way.
in there.
Yeah, I don't know, some type of jacket, maybe with a hoodie. I'm not sure, but it's just standing there. And I believe this is one of the spirits causing the running, the footsteps. Let me see. I'll give you an example here when we were talking about Kinect cameras, SLS cameras. This is one that it is pretty cool that, oh shoot, give me a second. Here's the lady. Once again, we have a regular night vision camera recording, and she's, here's the Kinect system here. And it's picking up an unexplained person, and we believe there's a little boy in this hallway. So she went to her knees, and she could feel her hair being touched. And I have video of that, but this is something that was unexplainable. You couldn't see with your own eyes. Even the night vision didn't pick it up, but the Kinect system picked it up. I'm not a huge orb believer, but there is times where it's unexplainable. Like, I'll give you an example here. Blue.
Yeah.
This is the Congress Theater, and I was able to capture great evidence out of here. But I have video of this, but it's just still shots. But it looks like a blue Easter egg, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, how do you explain that? You know, and to me, to believe in a light anomaly like this, it's got to have intelligent movement. There's so many times you could explain, do dust particles, bugs on the camera screen, where it's lit up by the IR light or camera light, and makes it look like an orb. Okay, before I even say anything, do you see anything in the picture? This is full spectrum. It's pitch dark.
Yeah, in like the top left of that, right here? There. It looks like a face, like a butt, almost like a statue bust.
Yeah, this is what is cool about this is before I set up my equipment, we had a walkthrough with a medium, and she talked about a man that hung himself in this room back in the day where you had to go in front of the car to crank it to start it. And the story was he killed himself, hung himself in this room because they were coming to kill him. He had, I guess, some gambling debt he had to pay for. This guy would only communicate with me, and you can see how it looks like the hair is even parted. You can see the eye sockets, the face. I don't know if this is the rope or if he's wearing a bow tie. I'm not sure, but you can see his shoulders. But what is credible with this photo, I also got him to turn on my flashlight, push button flashlight, and he answered every question to what the medium said.
Wow.
He said he was a male. He hung himself in this room. It was amazing. It blew me away. That's the first time I ever had an interaction with a flashlight. I had a flashlight, voice recorder, and the EMF meter on the ground, and he would pressure the back, turn it on and off. It was unbelievable. Now I'm going to show you. Did you ever hear of the haunted cemetery? It's probably the most haunted cemetery in Illinois, called Bachelor's Grove. Mm-hmm. Well, I have some pretty good evidence out of there, but this is pretty cool. I caught a little figure, an unexplained figure that wasn't there. We couldn't see it with our own eyes, but the full spectrum camera caught it. I'm going to show you one of the photos. This is why it's very important to take multi-photos. You see where I put the arrow, no figure? When I go to the other photos, look in this area, okay? So this way you know you're not accidentally capturing, someone like photo bombing you, walking in. It only showed up in one photo, so you see nothing there. Now, I'll show you a couple versions of the same photo. Crossing his arms.
Right.
You know, I wonder if it's a Native American. It's darker skin, whatever it is. But
wow.
This is the original. So I'm like, hey man, what the hell is that? But yeah, it's oops.
Wow.
I mean, you know, I'm not here to force his on this, so I mean, do you see it?
Yeah, I do.
So, and once again, not only did I have several photos in that direction captured in one, I also had a video camera that I could go back to just to make sure before I posted it that no one snuck in there.
Yeah.
You know, there was anyone walking by. So it's only 3 people: him, her, and her. Or I don't know if that's a him or her. I can't remember. But so I've been very lucky when it comes to apparitions. I'm gonna show you my first 2 apparitions, and it's pretty cool, the story behind it. This one here, this is in a cemetery in the middle of the woods. I don't know if I can even find this again. It is in Portage, Wisconsin, right a little before the Dells, Wisconsin Dells. And I met another team out there. We're doing a documentary. So it's pitch dark. I'm the only one here. The other investigators, some of them went to the nearest gas station to get water or cigarettes or whatever they were doing. And there was a few others in the other section of the cemetery. So I'm here alone. And the whole ground is filled with acorns. And I could actually hear the crunching of the ground. So before I took this photo, I scanned the area with a thermal imaging camera, which a thermal imaging camera, let me show you. Oh, I can't make it bigger now. I forgot I'm on playback. But you see the screen here with the coloring? So if I picked up something live, I would have got a heat signature. Anything living, you know, anything living would have displayed heat. So I'm thinking it's an animal, from a squirrel, a deer. Scanned the whole area and there was nothing there. So I set my thermal down, grabbed my full spectrum camera, took maybe 8 to 10 photos in this direction. Actually, I did a whole circle with 8 photos or 10 photos at a time. And I captured this figure walking away from I believe walking away from the grave. But could you see that there?
Yeah.
And I could hear it. That's why I thought it was an animal. And then a little bit later, I met with the group. And what is cool about this, you see this figure here?
Yeah.
It's none of us.
Wow.
So this is we're also hearing, I have video footage of this, we're also hearing noises like I did before, and movement in the brush. So we thought it was a deer or an animal again. I had my thermal scanning, he has the thermal scanning, because we thought we would get an image of a deer or some animal in the woods. Nothing. So the medium says, this is his name's Scotty. He goes, Dave, set your thermal down, grab your full spectrum camera. There's a male spirit that just came out of the brush. So that's what I did, and I started taking several photos in that direction, and then we caught this image here.
Wow.
And what is so cool and gives us credibility is I also captured a male voice answering his questions.
Wow.
So there you got multi things happening at the same time. You're hearing unexplained noises, you're capturing a male voice, and you got an unexplained figure in the picture. And once again, these photos I had sent away to professionals to go through and debunk them.
Yeah.
And
nothing.
No, so I got very lucky. I mean, apparitions are very hard to get, but for some reason, I've been very
lucking
lucky.
out.
Yeah, and yeah. So that's when it comes to photos. That's basically it. I mean, I have a lot of video footage, audio footage that I could end up sharing with you. What is really cool, you know, where I showed you where I got that unexplained figure with the Connect.
Yeah.
Well, that at that time, that was a brand new piece of equipment I just bought. And it was on a stand, maybe a little lower than this, on a tripod facing the hallway. And we just captured an image maybe a half hour ago, and it was very exciting. So we went down, and I had a female come up with me because I wanted to see if I could get the little boy to talk to the female investigator. Well, I just was activating the Connect on my laptop. We're in the room, and you see 2 light anomalies. One came from 2 rooms to the back, came out, hugged the ground, and went into the room we were in. There's another one that popped up, and is just so intelligent, popped up and went directly at us in the room.
Wow.
Seconds later, my tripod gets knocked, with force, and we caught it on camera. And it does cartwheels. It was flung so hard that it did cartwheels and hit the wall across the hallway. And then I'm like, what the hell was that? Go running out, I see it all on the floor. I'm like, oh no, it's broken. I just got it. And it was really cool. I think it got mad at us because we captured it on film with the Connect. I think it got mad. But then again, right before it happened, we got the light anomalies coming into the room with intelligent movement. Seconds later, tripod flying and the Connect flying. And then right after that, we got unexplained voices.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was cool.